Okay. Huh, why isn't that doing? Start recording.
There you go.
Yeah, so here we are again today with another Taylor Uncovered. And we have the beautiful, lovely Kathy Carroll with us
I
today.
don't know if I go that far.
It is a beautiful day out. It is nice and cold and chilly and everything else. And if you want to scoot over and get closer in the
Sure,
picture,
I don't
you're
want to get
good.
too close to you, Marty. Honest to God.
I understand that.
Yeah, okay.
Facebook output. What's the deal there? I don't know why that's not happening, but we will see. We got something going on here. Yeah. So today we have lots of things to talk about.
Yep.
Lots and lots of things to talk about. And yeah, that ain't working. But anyways, it might not be on Facebook today. It might be just on. Might have to download it onto Facebook today.
Okay, you're on YouTube right now?
I am. We
Okay,
are.
All right.
And yeah, so Kathy, we got some stuff, lots of things to talk about. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of stuff about these contracts, man, that seems like the city's just scamming away.
Just some unethical stuff. I really want to talk about the federal stuff, though, because it started quite a while ago that caught my attention. In 2015, there were some federal procurement changes for acquisitions, and there's a meeting about it. And we used to have small purchases that were $2,000 for one single purchase, and they raised it here, stating that it was mandated by the federal feds that we raise it to $100,000 for a small purchase.
Wow.
And nobody questioned it. And what really
The county is not even that high, is it?
no, they're 50,000.
Yeah.
50,000,
Whoa,
yeah.
wow, that's just
I mean,
it's just not right.
no, it's not. And then right after that happened, here come these no bid contracts. They were
Right.
just proposals, up to $100,000. Road contracts. Does that sound like a small purchase to you? Road contracts or
No.
yeah.
But the bad thing about that was, from what you've told me, is that they bid on these contracts, and then after they bid on them, they get more money on the contracts, which another person bidding could not do that, right?
No, it happens sometimes. It does happen sometimes. But I mean, I'm more concerned about what they did back then, because the whole meeting started out, Charlie Johnson says, we have to do this as mandated, correct? And I about fell off my chair listening to that. This is some research that I did. Like, it wasn't mandated to change our policy on our taxpayer money, just the regular money that you get in. It was for federal money only. So what the heck happened there? And I'm looking at it, as soon as he said that, you know what everybody did? They all just stopped doing what they were doing and started drinking water and looking at a computer, and nobody paid attention. And I'm thinking to myself, you're talking about 2,000 to 100,000, and
Wow.
nobody flinches?
Yeah.
Nobody flinched.
And when was
So-
this?
so
What year was
It was
this?
in 2015. They haven't changed it since then.
Right.
They've been using it since then. And what that does is that opens the door for favoritism so easy. So
Oh,
easy.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
I'd take a $100,000 job, and it's a one-time purchase. It can be one day, then the next day, then the next day, then the next day, right? It has to go through approval for council. I get that. But
But what bothers me about this is nobody was watching.
no, that's what happens. That's where
Nobody
it's
was
at.
paying attention.
No, they didn't pay attention at all.
And that was even worse, that there was nobody there like me or you that would stand up and say, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, that is a steep climb. So
Yeah.
I went to look to see what other what other communities were, and they're like from 8,000, 10,000, 5,000.
Right.
Ann Arbor, I think they were like 25,000, and Wayne County 50,000, and here we're at $100,000.
I mean, we're not nowhere near the size of a Dearborn
No,
or
no,
an
not
Ann
at all.
Arbor.
No, no, and they're about 8 to 10.
And then
I
you're
mean,
talking about the whole county itself is at 50,
Yep.
and we're at 100,000
Yeah.
for purchases.
Yeah, and using it for construction.
Right.
I
Which
mean,
that's not what it was made for.
Absolutely, it's not made
No.
for construction. I
No.
mean, it's let's think some common sense here.
Well, let me just say this: that Charlie Johnson has always been questionable in my mind, and this just sets it even further. And I've been talking to a reporter lately who's really, really interested in all this stuff that's happening in Taylor. So I just can't wait to see some of these people get dealt with.
I mean, but listen, it wasn't just him saying that. There was actually a speaker. I don't know, some guy that didn't have no hair. I don't know what his name was, but he was literally giving a presentation of it.
Right.
Right, and he never talked about federal. He just talked about what our stuff was.
Right. Local. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the craziest thing I ever heard of, and everybody just went right along with it. It was like nothing. It's okay.
That's how
And
they
then
do
right
it.
after that comes a contract for Al's Asphalt under 100,000. Add on 25%, 109,000.
Yeah.
I mean,
isn't that nice?
not even what, a week later.
There's always those add-ons with Al's Asphalt.
Yeah,
What's
and
up
then,
with
and
that?
Then there's yeah, it is. And so the one thing that really got me is when they put out that bid for right after. I mean, here we are. The feds charge him, right, with bid rigging, and he pleads guilty on the 4th of January. What does the city do? They put out a federal project, okay, like on the 23rd of January.
Wow.
Like less than almost 2 weeks and 3 days away. And they put it out for bid. Guess who comes a little bidder?
Al's Asphalt.
Yeah, and guess what he just pled guilty to?
Bid rigging.
Yeah, and what is that?
Oh, but is
it's
that
a federal crime, right?
Yeah, it's a federal crime.
Okay,
What?
so wait, it gets better. It gets better. So what do? They got to figure something out, as to
Right.
what to be, because he's got to pay a fine. This is my opinion. I'm shooting off the hip because I haven't been able to talk about this. I throw the facts out there and let people give their opinion or whatever, but I got to have my opinion on this one because this is just crazy, So what do they do? Now I just lost my thought because I was so excited.
Oh, with
about
Charlie and the whole bid rigging thing
it's
with
just,
Al's.
no. I'm talking about that one job that they did. It was just recently. It was in 2023, I think, or 2024.
Was it a federal?
It was 20. Yes, it was a federal job. And so here they put it together, and he couldn't bid federally in March 18. So they had to do this between January 23rd and March 18th to get it done.
Right.
That's put the package together, put it out for bid, get the bids in, that kind of stuff. And then it goes in front of council, right?
Right.
And then, oh my God, everybody on council, they're just all looking down. They don't know what to do. Who does the motion and approve, right? Here we go. Angie Winton and Charlie Johnson.
There
It's
you
always
go.
Angie, Charlie,
Always.
Angie,
Especially
Charlie.
with those type of bids,
with
it's always
Al's
them.
Asphalt, it's always
Yeah,
that way. It
it's
never
always them.
changes. Never changes.
Well, we're
So-
hey, we're looking into it now.
Right,
so
I know.
let's
but
go.
this is important because if right after they did that, then two people asked questions. One was Jill Brandan, and the other one was Tina Daniels. And so
Oh, I
what is
remember when
Willie?
she said,
Willie is like,
Yeah.
this is what he says. Tina Daniels says, "Well, can we talk about what he was charged for?" And he says, "Well, people want to call it bid rigging, but it isn't. It isn't bid rigging.
"Yeah,
It wasn't bid rigging.
it's not what the federal government said."
No, but that's exactly what it was. It
Yeah.
wasn't anything less than that.
Correct.
And then the lawyer Plato goes, "Well, it was only one instance, one parking lot." No, it wasn't. It was multiple times over a period of years. 5 to 6 years.
Right.
And 2 counts with 2 different co-conspirators, and then it gets even better, right? So it blew through. They approved it, and I'm just like, only person that did it was Tina Daniels, of course.
Oh, yeah.
She knows what she's
She
doing.
wanted to talk about
Read
it.
her
Yeah,
literature.
yeah,
It
yeah,
says
yeah.
right on her literature,
Yeah.
bid rigging,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like going, yay, right?
See, and this is the problem. They're doing the same thing with the tow thing as they're doing with the three ladies. Okay, they're
Yeah, I know,
trying
but
to they're trying to wipe them off the face of the earth, and they're trying to say all these bad things that they're supposedly do. When
Okay, well,
really,
then you got- I know,
for real, they're the best three out there. I mean, I know you have.
There's one I got a thing with, okay, but
Yeah, but that's not big enough to compared to what the other ones are doing.
right. So, anyways, it gets better. So it goes through and this kind of thing, and he's still in contract because he's in the contract of 22-23.
Right.
Al's even when he pled guilty, he was under a different contract
Right.
doing road work, right?
Right. And they had to get it in before he pled guilty.
No,
They had to give him the
this is another
contract.
contract he was already under. He was under a contract already, the road contract. The CDBG is totally separate. Totally separate.
Okay. What is the CDBG?
That's a federally funded project.
Okay.
Okay. He also does road maintenance, which is not federally funded.
Right.
That is a year-to-year thing that's done. It's up to 3 years, and then it has to be bid out again. Then you can renew it in every year. But federal is totally different. It's very stringent. You have to dot your I's and cross your T's. That's just how it is when you're spending federal money. Okay. So
Gotcha.
so then after this happens, and I had already talked to the feds. I already gave them all this stuff. They come to me. So, Butch Rambit gave my name. They show up. I had
Right.
all this stuff laid out that I'm talking about right now. And they interviewed me, this kind of thing, twice, I think, then and then a time later on or whatever. So they had all this stuff. So this one letter,
But they can always use it. They don't have to use it then. It's always on the table for them to bring up and use anytime.
I don't know. I just did what I was supposed to do,
Right.
and that was it. I was just interested in what the city was doing at the time. That's it. That's it.
So what are we doing now?
So
with-
listen, I have to tell you, you keep interrupting me and I'll lose my thing. So on the 23rd, there was a bid that they put in, all right? And it was his co-conspirator after all this was done, him and one of his co-conspirators, Asphalt Specialist Inc., right? And this is even after. So I brought it into council, I brought it up, and sure enough, that's what it was. Nobody talked about it. Nobody figured it. He gave him the contract, but they didn't expend it, right? It was never extended. We had no asphalt contractor between 24 and 25. So I'm thinking to myself, what happened to Al's? Where did he go? The first time he's not here for a year on a maintenance contract since 2013? What happened?
Right.
And then I look, and there's no bids at all. Like there was no maintenance at all. We have $2 to $3 million a year, and there was none. And this is where it comes in. All the road people they're saying no on the roads and this, that, and the other thing.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Those people were mad.
They were mad as hell, but there was nobody to do it.
Right. Right.
And they weren't going to give him another CDBG job, right? Because they just squeezed in one.
And they took it out on the wrong people.
Yeah, so I think.
Don't you think so? I mean, they took it out on the three girls and said it was their fault.
They took it out on them. They had
When
nothing to do with it.
Yeah, so it wasn't their fault.
No, and they couldn't
So
even
this
do
is just how the cities do it. This is how the certain portion of this administration does it.
Yeah, it's favoritism. And 101, what they call it, 2.0 or
Corruption,
whatever.
favoritism, whatever you want to say.
Well, corruption is kind of a different thing, but
Oh,
it is.
It's got to be corrupt. It's gotta
Well,
be.
you don't add on money into a contract,
Correct,
You don't.
correct.
You just don't do that.
Right.
And when they're not to exceed, they're not to exceed, and it's just all over the place. If you people can go on my web or my page, Taylor and Noah, look under featured, and you'll see everything there. It's all there,
Right.
all the way back to 2020, I think. I'm not sure what it was, but Yeah, it's pretty interesting how they do and what they do. So I think they took and put Al's Asphalt on a suspension. I think that's what they did, and they just didn't tell nobody about it. Because in the purchasing policy and procedures, he gets a year suspension if they keep catch him doing something like that. So I think they just did it and didn't tell nobody. And I think it was probably a part. And yes, I think the feds did see that 2023 bid, and I think the
Right.
reason, yeah, and I think they used it as leverage to get him down to a suspension because their investigation was only up to 2018. They'd have to open up a whole new investigation to go into a different year.
Right.
That's just what happened.
So with your thing, you talk about your feature thing on your page, right?
Yeah.
People can look at that and you're okay to answer any question, right?
Yeah, you can
All the
go and
time.
look at
Yeah.
everything in there. All the documents are there. Everything that I was talking about here, I know is a little bit confusing, but
That's what I want to make sure. Listen, I went through this for a couple of years with you, and just learning things from all this stuff, and that's what I hope our citizens will do, and they understand where you're coming from with everything.
right.
You can help explain it.
Listen, I'm going to wait until after the election to see what goes on here, but there will be if Mr. Woolley gets into that seat, there is going to be some complaints being filed.
Well-
Number one, an ethics complaint, and two, to HUD and the Attorney General, because I don't want it to happen anymore.
Right.
The vendor is still there. He's still working. He's still under
Contract.
suspension.
Yeah.
No, he's under suspension
Yeah.
for federal funds until 2026. And then and then all of a sudden, here comes $1 million contract. They put it out just this year, 25, 26, right? $1 million contract. Then they increase it 4.5 million 2 weeks later.
But didn't
What is that?
some people fight it in the beginning? Some of the city council
Well,
members?
Yes, they did, because people were screaming because they didn't get their roads
Yeah.
done the last year
And
before.
and this
they
is how
didn't
they
get
do
it
it.
done because there was nobody to do it.
And this is how they do it. They try to make somebody look bad when literally they were the ones who were screwing it up.
Okay, so and then this letter that I posted, right? This is what's really crazy, and this is just going to be like my opinion, but honest to God, man, I took this letter. It's dated the 22nd. I took it into Mayor Woolley because I was having some trouble with the previous mayor because I started a bunch of shit with illegal car parking
Right.
and all that kind of
Yep,
crap that
yep.
went on. He got pissed off and.
Still happening.
Yeah, and he come after us, and so I wanted to make amends. So I thought maybe the new mayor Woolley would be a little bit more,
Yeah, like I did with the net.
concerning or whatever. So I went and had a meeting with him. Had a meeting with him, and I took the 2021 bid into him that Al's put in, right? And I took it in there because what he had done was, through the years, he's been adding concrete onto his contract, or onto his bid. That's how the city put it out.
Right.
First it was all asphalt, then it's a little bit of concrete, a little bit more concrete, a little bit more concrete, a little bit more concrete. Then finally he won both bids, asphalt and concrete. He won them both, right? But what he failed to do was look at his freaking numbers when he put them in, because 34 out of, I think, like 60 items were higher than the one in the asphalt kind.
I remember this.
They were two different prices for the same damn things.
Yep.
So I took it in there, and mind you, the attorney already had this information. I already gave it to him, like 6 months or 3 months before this.
And he could give a shit.
Well, I'm saying, when I went in there and I said, well, as soon as I walked in, the first thing he said, it was not hello, nothing. This isn't about Al's Asphalt, is it? I said, geez, oh, Pete, here we go. I just
Yeah.
wanted to come in
Yeah.
and say to you, I don't want to fight with the city no more. I just want to just call it a truce and walk away and say, here it is. But I do want to point this out to you because you gave him this contract and these numbers are different. And you want to know who didn't know what I was talking about? His chief of staff.
Correct.
He had no idea what I was talking about.
Yeah, I don't think he's on to the
And I
whole
said-
thing with them. With a lot
His
of
chief
stuff.
of staff wouldn't know this?
Yeah, I don't think he's some things they probably just pass right by him, and they don't even
All right,
let him
well,
know it. I'm just saying this is probably what they do.
Okay, so then just the mayor and him knew about this. That's it.
I think this is how it works in this city. Really, you got the mayor and the attorney. and they're pushing whatever agenda they want.
Well, I understand that, Deed. I've been around a long time.
Right,
I'm just
right.
saying, I was surprised, and when I showed them, I said, I'd like to know how they're paying the bill.
Right.
Which item are they paying for? This one that says $3,000 per unit, or this one that says $300 per unit? That's the big
Isn't
difference.
that big difference?
It was a huge
Yeah.
difference.
It's like toilet paper.
So, you know, the chief of staff says, what is this, chief? Is it called?
Dan Bazura.
Yeah, yeah. He says, man, I'd like to see that. What are you talking about? And I showed it to him. I said, I think you better look at it. And when he's going to be bidding on this again, make sure this don't happen again.
Right.
And the crazy thing about it, look, this was what's crazy. They weren't bid at the same time. First time ever. There were
Right.
two separate bids, one month, one the second month. Generally, they're right there together. That was kind of weird. It's the weird stuff that makes me go, what?
It's still really weird because he's still here.
Yeah, I know.
That's the weird part. They tried to get rid of him. The good girls. I'm gonna call them the good girls.
So wait, I'm not done with my meeting. So
Go ahead.
we went through. I showed him, and I said another thing. You gotta fix that $100,000 cap on small purchases. You guys are driving me crazy. You're using it for construction. Blah blah blah. Bazura says, yeah, you know, you're right. I wanted to bring it down somewhere around 20. I said, nah, I think about 15. So we kind of talked about it a little bit, right?
Right.
You know who's just standing there with his mouth open?
The mayor.
He didn't say a word the whole time, man.
Well,
The whole time. So then I looked at him. I said, look, I just want to show this to you. I don't want to see it happen again. It's got to stop, you know?
right.
And I said, and then, you
What-
know, wait a minute, please. Then the previous mayor came after us for fowl, right? Our birds. He was coming after ducks and chickens and whatever and goats. And every farm animal we had was a previous, because they were pissed off about the illegal parking and this bullshit, right? So I said to him, look, just let us keep our chickens. He goes, what chickens? And I said, I got some chickens. I said, you know, I got an ordinance violation. I just want to call it even and just leave us alone.
Yeah.
Look at time stamp 2 hours later, violation for having chickens. And I'm still suing them today.
And explain to me just this. Your house, you have another house you own next door.
Yeah.
Nothing out the other way.
No. Concrete building, concrete
Yeah.
building.
Nobody around.
No.
Nothing's going to be affected. The only reason you got them is because your husband has Huntington disease,
Yes. He was
and
diagnosed at 23.
he's not doing well,
No.
and this is relaxation for him.
It's structure.
Right.
Huntington's need structure.
Right.
And he's been feeding farm animals for 40 years.
Yeah.
So if you take that away, and they've been dying off, and he's accepted that because they always die off, you know, and come back.
Right.
And he's acceptive of that, but geez, leave him something to do, man. I mean, his business, he already can't be in business anymore. We shut the business down.
It's sad.
We can't do it anymore.
Right.
And here we are with him, you know, that's all he's got left. I mean, boy, the depression has set in. And now the damn thing's going to start all over again.
Right.
And the appellate court, we got to go down there. I got to take the attorney another $3,000 to write up something for that.
And it's just terrible that the city is spending so much money on attorney fees
I can't even imagine.
over
Three attorneys.
chickens.
The third attorney.
But this is how this business with the attorney does work. I guess that's I'm watching it, and that's the game. So something needs to be done there, and
Well, I mean, they lost it in Detroit. They threw it completely out.
right.
It should have ended right there. Just end it. I mean, I was all over Facebook. We can keep it done.
Right.
We're all happy. Next thing you know, boom, here we come.
It's
Here we go again.
It's the same thing that happened with Solar's situation. They took it to the appellate court, and the appellate court says, "Hey, they made the right decision down there. I'm sending it back to them." And that's what I hope they do.
To me, my experience, there is no difference from one to the other.
Well, there is a difference.
They get
Let me tell you what the
angry
difference
very
is.
fast.
But let me tell you what the difference is in those two courts. One are
I'm
elected.
talking about the people.
Oh, well, I'm just saying one of them are elected and one of them are not.
I'm talking about the mayor, Solers.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. It doesn't seem like there's too much of a difference between the two.
It's I
they're
didn't get no
walking
different. I
in
didn't
the
get no different treatment. I
Right.
got the same crappy. I mean, ordinance violations up the butt. All the
right,
time.
right.
Two lawsuits. I don't know. Two. It's the second lawsuit.
Well, I mean that's a
And
lot.
and,
Lot
and
of those things are happening. If you're talking about lawsuits now,
well, then people ask me too. Why did you? Why are you picking on Als? What did you do? What did he do to you? Well, no, he didn't do anything to me.
no,
He didn't do nothing. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a quick story. This is a good one too because this is another thing that happened. Right. So it was during COVID. I know this is a while ago, but trust me, this shit keeps going on and on and on. This is just some examples that I saw. During COVID, a builder goes into the planning commission. They opened up the planning commission that you can go in for that, but you can't go in a council meeting, right?
right,
So he goes in there, he gets his plan for these cars to park somewhere because the heat came on them after I was all done. They had to do something, man.
Right.
It was really bad.
right.
So they had this property over there on Holland Road, and they're going to put this parking lot up in there, and it's going to have the parking lot and an oil and water separator and curbs and gutters and underground retention system and landscaping and
Didn't
fire hydrant and
Didn't happen.
the fencing with green little nice things all in and everything. Yeah. So I went over there and looked at it. It was just before. Shit, it was right around Christmas, just before. Nobody's there. Guess who's doing the whole damn job?
We know.
Yeah, it was an asphalt guy.
Yeah.
But it had nothing to do with what the plans were. They
Right.
were completely the opposite. It was a slab of asphalt.
There's nothing there.
There
There's
was no
nothing
water
proper.
detention.
Yeah, there's nothing proper there,
There's not even a fire hydrant if there's a fire in there.
and they're still using it.
Yeah,
They're still using it.
So listen.
It's-
So wait a
and it's
minute.
not-
Stop.
it's
stop,
not secured
stop,
either.
Stop. I got to finish because this is the best part. One of the gentlemen that approved this plan that was supposed to be there says, I drive by there every day, and I want to make sure you got an automatic gate that opens and closes because I see those people parking on the side and they got to wait. It's just not. You got to have open and close, and I don't want to see inside there. Put all that green stuff in there and make it look nice, right? He says I drive by there every day. I bet he's still driving by there,
Yep.
and he never said a word.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing happened. It just was like a fart in the wind. And I just, okay, whatever. And you see that all the time.
And there's another parking lot too
Yeah, which
that
one
they
is that?
use on Brest Road.
Yeah, but that one's okay because it's got, these cars were parked all over the city.
But
with
I don't know if this city was ever approved parking.
You're not supposed to. You're really not supposed to because there is off-site parking in the city of Taylor, but it has to be so far from the building, and that's like miles from the building.
Right.
This was a valet parking service with no parking to put the cars. They were
Right.
everywhere. I mean, hundreds of them, but back of buildings all over the place.
Yep.
They'd have their little guys get out of these vans, and they'd be with their little beepers trying to find the cars. They'd be running around, pushing buttons to try to figure out, toot, toot,
Yep.
Then they just get him in them and just run out of there. And man, I looked at the complaints. It was crazy.
Well,
Stolen money, wallets.
just to be able to talk about that is, I worked at the airport in parking.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. For a good year. And what's happening there? There it is. And it was, the on-site Wayne County parking.
Yeah.
Red lot, green lot, deck parking,
Yeah. No,
all that
there was
type of stuff.
There's nothing there.
It's not like this because this, you're far away. I don't even know why anybody goes that far to park and then gets
You have to be within 3 miles of the airport in order to be able to do.
right.
to
But
put
I mean,
cars.
that far away, that's the farthest of valet away.
They're supposed to be three miles from the airport here.
But I'm just saying that is the furthest one from the airport.
Yeah, it could be.
It is. Definitely. There's not
But yeah,
another one.
it's still going on.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Nothing's ever been done. Nothing ever gets followed through, just like the fence
Well,
for
they
the
did have
golf
to move
course.
those cars. They did move the cars off there as soon as they got that lot open. They did. They did move them over there.
Yeah, that lot. That lot stays full. So does the other one.
They're still trying to build their bigger lot too. But here,
Which I sat down with him, Hadi Amadi,
Yeah.
and we spoke about it. And he agreed that if he was able to build the bigger lot, that he would pay whatever amount it would be to say he's got a building on it, right? And it would be worthwhile for the city tax-wise. Now that's probably why they haven't let it happen at other places, because the city's not getting any taxes from it. Okay, without a building on it, there's no taxes. So why even bother doing it?
Well, that
Why cut down trees in the city to have parking lots and not make any money off of it?
he's had a mess with that parcel over there.
Yeah, I know. He's a pretty nice guy too, though.
He's a nice
Yeah.
guy, but I got a little pissed off, and because if you're going to build a project, come on,
Right
you've
on.
been having free parking all over the city. Just put the money into it like you're supposed to.
Definitely.
And they ruined all those wetlands over there.
Yeah, they sure did.
Yeah,
But they're supposed to repair all that.
they did. They
Did
lost. They lost 11 acres out of 30. Boy, he was really mad at me on that one.
Who, Persicone?
No, both of them. $300,000 fine, all that. But
Right.
hey,
It is what it is. You got to do it the right way. I mean,
it
I've
was
always
one of those things where it would be
Yeah.
back and forth. The city would come after my
Yeah.
husband, and then I'd come after them. It's just kept going on and on and on, and I just haven't given up. It's been 6 years probably. And
So,
I just,
yeah. Go
I
ahead.
don't want. I want it over with. I wanted to run for council, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. My husband's condition just didn't make it work.
No doubt, no doubt.
So
So there was a little bit of a thing going on today, where another federal
yeah,
lawsuit has been filed.
Yeah, why not have another one?
Yeah, and this time, as I look through it, I really understand why too. I mean, you got some characters, and this time, it looks like, from what I'm reading now, I'm not an attorney or anything, but what I'm reading is it is against the mayor as the mayor and against Tim Woolley as Tim Woolley.
Yeah, it is
You know?
pretty good. I mean, it's exactly what they asked for doing what they
Exactly.
did. And nobody's going to sit around and not say it. So we have another federal case coming up.
And I've been talking to a reporter, pretty high level guy here in the city, in the suburbs, and I think he's going to start. He couldn't believe all the things I had to say to him about what's going on here in the city. He couldn't believe that there was that many things happening. But we're going to start getting some stuff situated and some people situated too. So, I mean, if you're going to continue doing what not the same thing, but type of things that a previous mayor did, I mean,
Look, it's
I would have never, if I would have been mayor after that situation, I'd have been like a straight arrow. I would have done nothing wrong.
No, it
I
did
wouldn't
not.
have
I'm
sneezed.
telling you what, it's the craziest thing. It never ends. It never ends. And if we
Yep.
don't take out everybody old and bring everybody new in, it's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. We keep the same people.
Well, I don't.
We only got one
wait
person
now.
staying on council, and you better damn well
Yeah.
believe he's going to get in there again. And my whole thing is, do not go to the older people that have been there forever and ask them for advice. If you can't do your own damn job, then you don't need to be in the seat. You don't need it. You got to study everything. Look at the policy procedures. Look at everything. Read the charter. Everything you get in front of me, read word for word. Even one word out of line makes a big difference.
Has anybody come over? Anybody in this
No.
administration?
No.
In this city council? Oh, don't say no, because I
already know
know
what you're
there's
gonna ask
somebody
me.
that has. I know there's somebody has to come over that's talked to you and ask you about these contracts and ask you what you think and how are they doing this and all that. Anybody? Even anybody that's running now?
I know Butch has asked me plenty. I mean, I've talked to him quite a bit.
I asked you a lot, didn't I?
Yeah, you have,
Yeah.
yeah.
But nobody else, right?
No.
Oh,
not
you
really.
had
A little bit with Jill
Jill,
Brandan, a
yeah.
little bit, but she
Yeah.
said just went right over there.
Yeah. Well,
The thing is that all of the things that happen go behind the scenes, and then it's a nice package, and then it's printed as into the council. Everything they know, what they need to say, has already been said. Everybody that they know has got the contracts. It's already been in place. It's just how it's been.
well, I
But
think
I don't like it when they mess with federal funds. That drives me
no,
absolutely crazy.
crazy.
And listen, there's one thing too, and I know we keep jumping back and forth because I keep trying to finish, but the one thing too is that last federal job that they pushed it together so hard. Here they have a line item to pay the engineer, right? And then he puts in an invoice for his engineering service. It's a double dip, you know. I don't know if they paid him off the invoice or paid him what they did, but he's double dipping.
right.
All right.
And was he?
And then when they increased the contract itself, they added on like $270 something. It's all in lump sum pricing, which means if you do it, you don't, you still get it. Right? It's not a unit item. It's a lump sum.
Was he qualified to do
Else-
any of that?
Yeah,
The-
he's qualified to do asphalt and
no,
all
I'm
that.
talking
yeah.
about the
The engineer.
engineer. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he's qualified. Is he qualified to oversee federal projects? Yeah, he is. But he's got to have.
Was he back then?
Yeah, he wasn't qualified to handle some hazardous material on a different job that I got
Right
in
on.
trouble for.
Right on.
This was just about laying asphalt. You know, so no, you know,
Right.
yeah.
So it's pretty unethical that you have a person that's bidding on a contract and they're the low bidder until they get that extra money.
Yeah, all the bids
Right.
are open. They're sitting there on the table, and they talk about it, and then they add money.
And they add money.
They just add money.
But the other people bidding,
They have no idea about it. They
Yeah.
don't even know.
They- yeah.
get the bid results. That's what they get. They don't get nothing
Right.
else.
that's pretty unethical, don't you think?
Well, yeah, it is. You're working with federal money too. I mean, on any of it, when you add money onto a bid after it's already been bid, you can't do that.
Yeah. Well, some people say that you're just an angry person. Not that this is you're telling the truth though.
I'm not
and
angry.
you're bringing out and I understand that because I talk to you a lot.
Right.
And what you're doing is just trying to get the citizens to understand what's happening and where their tax dollars is going, where the federal funds that we get that we could use on other things are going. This $100,000 whatever it's
Small
called
purchase, yeah.
yeah, that is
That's
very
gotta
questionable.
Go.
Yeah,
That's gotta go.
because
It's gotta go.
that should never be used
No.
for contracting.
No.
You know, not that amount of money contracting.
No, never.
No, but there's some people that were involved initially, like we talked about, in getting that going, and that person's still here. Listen,
You can't start off a meeting by telling people what you got to do.
yeah, there you go.
You just can't.
Yep.
Everybody, I'm telling you, just looked down, did the computer, opened their lunch, whatever it was. I don't know. And I thought they're going to do it. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. And sure enough, there it goes. There it goes.
Well, I was around with Coleman Young years ago, back when I was an audio guy, and there was a lot of questionable stuff. And then every mayor after that, but people kept getting caught. You know, people kept going to jail.
Yeah, but here the situation is that, I mean, I hope we get some people that are smart. I hope we get some people that are motivated on council and that they want to do their job and it excites them and they're dedicated and they're honest. I mean, if you're just going to go to somebody and say, "Hey, what are we going to do?" It just isn't going to work.
But
it isn't.
From what I see with some of these people, 5 or 6 of them, they're taking a whole lot of money from a company that needs their vote.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of funny too. I don't comment on towing, okay? So, but I am going to say one thing.
I didn't bring that up.
I know.
mean, I'm
yeah,
just
but
saying,
you do every time I'm here.
I'm just.
What I don't understand is you got a guy that goes to a council meeting. He says, same thing Al said. I don't need the money.
Yeah.
You don't need the money, but you're passing out all this money, buying signs for $200 and that kind of stuff to get a contract you don't need. What
Right.
is that? I don't understand that.
No, I think it's crazy.
Yeah, that's the same
think
thing that
it's-
Al's Asphalt said.
It's
I don't
hu-
need the money, and I'm thinking, then
hugely-
what are we doing?
Hugely questionable about some stuff here in this city recently. I mean, things that really upset me were some of the lawsuits that have come into the city, which should have never happened. Fish and Loaves situation, the garbage situation, and a 9-year no bid contract, which I just can't understand that at all. These federal contract things that they waited, until
Yeah, the
right
last
before
thing,
you
right?
got-
Yeah, that whole window there.
Yeah.
That was it. But they have a 5-year plan, I think,
Yeah.
that they put out to Wayne County every year for federal funding and for CDBGs or whatever. I didn't look a whole lot into it, but it's a 5-year plan, and then every year they, report on, what they're going to do for that year. Well, there was some allocated for 2025. They took that out of there, and I think, and moved it over to. That was the add-on. For that CBD.
contract,
Yeah, between that little window of
Yeah.
the 23rd and the 18th.
Well, I want to thank you for all this that you're teaching me about it, because it's really important to me.
Well, it's the
and what they're
suspension that
doing-
bothers me.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
don't you just? I'd rather hear somebody say, you know what, this happened, and we should submit it for a year. But no, nobody said anything, and it had to have been the only thing that had to have been done because nobody was there.
Mm-hmm.
So what did they do? Hang on to that $2 to $3 million a year and wait for the 25, 26 like they just did?
Right.
Because I've never seen an increase the whole time I did this from 13 till now of $4.4 million. It's
Right.
always $1 million, $4.4 million added onto a contract 2 weeks later after it's approved for $1 million. And that $1 million contract that was approved had so many zeros in it. And it says to be, what did it say? To be negotiated between the contractor after it's signed. Zeros, right? That could be 3 cents, $30, $300, 3,000. Who knows?
30,000. Who cares? Yeah, right.
Doesn't
And
matter. And there
Nobody's
was a
caring,
lot of them.
and nobody's caring about it. That's why we're doing
No,
what we're
it's just-
doing.
But council sees it. What do you?
Well,
Why do you put a zero in a contract you're not going to do?
there were 3 people who were trying to, stop it, and then the city used them and abused them and
And
put it
blame
out.
them.
Yeah,
and
and blamed them when it wasn't them. It was the city themselves doing it.
for the roads. Yeah,
and
there
and
was,
I'm here. I'm telling you the truth about this. All this stuff's going to come out. All this stuff's going to, be questioned. Okay, it's just a matter of time. People don't get over with, on people all the time and forever. It's like you talk about these asphalt deals, and they're supposed to be maintaining them, right?
Well, you go here. Here's the thing that's crazy to me is that all the road work is done under a maintenance
agreement.
contract. right?
Yeah.
Maintenance. There's a 2-year contract in all your roads, folks. That's it. 2 years. If it falls apart, hell, they'll just have to fix it again. Okay.
I mean, yeah, they'll
2
have to
years.
redo it again. That's the whole plan.
Well, I mean,
to
why
get a
don't
new
you just do it
contract to
once?
rerun it.
the
Yeah, yeah.
best- Because,
Yeah.
but then you'd have to put it out for bid, really. I mean, you really got to.
Well, I've been looking at a lot of different roads on a lot of different streets. Matter of fact, I went down Brest Road the other night, late at night, and I hit a big, giant, huge pothole and blew up my tire. And I'm going to tell you right now, I took pictures. I got all kinds of pictures of and it's on the street that Al's Asphalt has their business, right?
Yeah, that was paved by them in
And
2020.
it's falling apart, I mean, it's terrible.
Well, it lasted as long as it did because it's sitting on concrete.
Right, exactly.
If it was just
Right.
on a regular, it wouldn't have lasted.
And they
that long.
they put it a lot thicker there because they knew they had their trucks running back and forth down these streets. Some pretty heavy duty trucks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it wouldn't matter if there's concrete underneath it, but the thing is, that when your asphalt fails on top, you got a bad base.
Right. And I
So- and
watched
I-
these dudes that did my street, how they did it, and I'm going to tell you right now, I guarantee you that this street lasts about 7-8 years because it's solid and everything they've done was right. You know, I mean, I'm looking at these potholes and how they're happening on the edge of this
Well, the
job.
concrete ends here.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
What you're talking about, Brush Road, right?
right.
Then you overlap the asphalt on it. It's
Yeah.
going to fail.
Yeah.
It's just going to fall over.
Exactly.
I mean, it looks nice because it looks like you did good, but you know what it does too? It cuts out on restoration. I bet when he does these streets, I mean, go down there and look at it. There's no restoration, but he's got a line at him, 14,000 for restoration, but there is none.
Right.
Because you overlap it and you never see it.
It's
There's no
terrible.
new grass. There's no new nothing.
The thing is we don't have the proper people inspecting. It's just the same thing they did with the
Listen.
houses.
I don't think they're inspecting. I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
When you have a guy there forever, right, and you got an inspector, his inspector, it's always Hennessy. Always. I mean, I can't even, are they there? I'd like to ask the people that get the road work done. Do you ever see anybody out here but Al's? I mean, do they ever dig out and put some new stone in on some bad spots? Because there's always a line at them for that.
Right, right.
Do you use it?
But it's not done.
I don't know. I don't know if it is. I mean, I don't trust
Oh,
it. I
man.
mean, are they out there watching? They charge a lot of money. If I was if you guys are getting roads out there somewhere, just let me know if there's an inspector out there watching it. I mean, on the CBD jobs, he says there's out there 8 hours a day.
Oh, bullshit. Bullshit.
Okay.
I've been I've been watching a lot of things.
$56,000.
Really close.
$56,000. I think he was charging for 10 days or something.
Yeah,
$56,000 for the engineer alone.
Right.
And then he's got a line at him at $464 a day. On top of that, it is he's double dipping.
Yep. And nobody's watching.
Nobody's seen it.
Hey,
I mean,
yeah.
it's in your face and you don't see it.
Yeah, and then it's the same.
Even Geist was trying to figure out what was going on, and I'm screaming in the TV,
Right.
look at the lump sum, look at the lump sum, it's all right there. And he's trying to figure out footage of roads. I'm like,
and
look at the lump
he's
sum.
just as bad as the rest of them. But
You gotta know. If you don't know, don't do it, man.
like I'm saying about the house deal with Shadia Wad and Solers.
Yeah.
I went up to the end there and I said, "Is there somebody that's overseeing all this?" And this is 6-7 years ago. Nobody. There was nobody. That's why they got away with everything until somebody started talking and asking questions.
I know.
And then they started making phone calls and they got caught. Then they put these security doors at the city hall. For what reason? So the feds couldn't get up there quicker, like they did the first time.
I don't know. I don't know.
Because
it's funny.
it ain't keeping ain't nobody coming in there and doing anything. Them doors are now left open all the time. It's not.
I just want the sloppiness to go away.
Yeah.
Just do everything do. Follow the purchasing policies, and you'll be all right. You just follow them, look at them,
Yeah.
read them. You'll see.
Well, I'll say this. This is totally different. I'm gonna go off the thing here. You owe me $300 for a golf ball hitting my vehicle, and $200 and something, or $100 and something for my tire, and whatever I get charged for my tow. So I'm coming.
What kind of tow? The tow there or a tow?
A tow to my house.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And then they took my car the next day to the
Who towed
tire area towing did. And they took my car to the tire company and dropped it off there the next day. And I Ubered. Area didn't come pick me up. I Ubered to the tire store to get my car. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that pothole deal, right?
And I'm really pissed off about between that and the golf ball has really just pissed me off with a brand new car.
Yeah, it's just these days. Why did I get into this? Right? People have asked me that. Why do you do this?
Yeah.
Right?
Me too.
I think people that do it have to really go through a really bad eye-opening experience, and that's what happened to me.
Yep.
I was in Livingston County for 8 years fighting them people over a contract. Bad. It was all a setup. Every single damn bit of it. They dragged us. They dragged my company through the mud. I had to close the business. I'm telling you, that county over there, you want to talk about crooked shit. It's unbelievable the shit that they do. It was an eye-opener. So right after that, I came home. and I couldn't get it out of my head how fucking ignorant. I'm sorry, how
It's
ignorant.
$1.
I know. I'll give you a quarter. I'll give you a couple of. I couldn't figure out why was I so ignorant to get run over like that. I said I'm never going to get run over again ever.
Right.
And
Right.
I come home after waking up out of depression for about 12 months, and I see the same shit happening over here, my own backyard.
Right.
And I just thought I know what it felt like to get screwed, right? And I got screwed bad by these people. I mean, you can't fight when they say you can't fight City Hall. Trust me, man.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Well, they're
So going through that,
It
I
ta-
was,
it'll
I
take
was,
a lot.
and I seen stuff happening over here. I thought all these people are getting screwed. Every taxpayer in here is getting screwed,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't even know it. Well, I know what it's like to get screwed, and I didn't want anybody to get screwed.
right.
So I just started, and it just happened to fall into where it fell into my experience with the city.
Yeah.
You know, and it just kept putting, and then once you start and you go down that rabbit hole, oh my God! I mean, you just open up more and more and more and more and more, and then
Yeah.
you're sitting there going, "What the hell am I supposed to do with this shit?"
And that's just
And
it,
I
man.
just
It
started- I
keeps
just
falling in
started-
your lap, you know.
I started
thing
the
after
page
another.
in 2019, and I just documented everything
Yep.
that happened, and here I am getting sued for having 9 chickens, and
It's got to be the
An ill
best
husband.
page on Facebook in Taylor.
it's a nice page.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, I
Yep.
try to let everybody come on there and have the freedom to say what they want, but some stuff I can't take. Like
No,
dumb
no.
cartoons and crap. It's supposed to be at a serious election. We got these jokers out there putting on stupid cartoons.
They got these jokers out there attacking people, and they don't even know what they're doing. Listen, I could teach you how to do it. I did it, okay? I removed Solers. I removed Charlie Johnson. I removed Pats. I removed Dan Bazura off the ballots, and you guys are trying to do what I did. But it ain't working because nobody's dumb enough to do what they did. And Wooly was a 1 day or a couple hours from getting removed himself. So
You gotta have a strong council. You gotta have a strong independent council.
yep. But now,
and here,
it's
try
being fixed.
Well, it could have been fixed before, but you got a total split 3-3. You want to blame 3, but the other 3 ain't got no blame for nothing.
Well,
I mean, it's
that's
called
it. That's
coming
sad.
together.
That's the sad part.
That's the split.
Just what you said. The 1-3, the attorney's back in the 1-3. The other 3
yeah,
are on their own. The other 3 are on their own. That's the girls, okay? Now the other 3 are being backed by the attorney and being done whatever I don't think that Willie's
don't trust
Willie's
the
the
attorney.
mastermind, but it ain't happening. But
They don't trust that city attorney, and I don't either.
oh
I don't
man,
either.
you know what? I thought the first month or two when I was out there protesting and stuff, and he just started, and he would come up and talk to me if I asked a question. But after that, it was done. I was done.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think about the environment that happened after that, and I'm thinking to myself, I mean, I understand people are angry. God, I'd be angry too if I got that big of a bill. Trust me, I would. I mean, I think they're overinflated, period. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I understand why, okay? But when a average person gets something that in front of them, it's bad, okay? I understand that.
Yeah.
But
Well, there's more things that keep on happening too. They sued me. The tow company did because I told the truth, and I brought up their backgrounds, and that really messed them up. And Wooly did nothing. See, the whole thing worked a little differently before, right? The whole thing before was the chief of police made decisions on that stuff. Now they removed him out. Then they had a city council member make new rules. And you know what? On this lawsuit, I think, I think they should add Angie Winton to it. Because I think she had a lot of involvement, but I think she's got a whole other thing she's worried about.
I am just not a lawsuit person at all. I just, I don't. I mean, I'm stuck in one.
Right. So are you going to sue
And
the
if you're
city
right,
afterwards?
yeah, I'm
You told me
probably
you were
going
going to.
Probably gonna.
Yeah. So you're a
It's
lawsuit
bad
person.
enough. I mean,
You're a lawsuit person.
yeah, yeah, but I'm not a perpetual one. Okay.
Well, that's what happens when people keep throwing those rotten tomatoes at you. You know, those stupid innuendos, those dumb ass things, you know. It's so stupid in this city. It's funny. That's how stupid it is. It's funny. After we went through what we went through, you would think that things would be changed.
It
Right?
never changes.
But
it just gets worse.
they brought in most of the same characters.
It never
Right?
changes.
Yeah.
The
So
old ones stay, and they train them, and that's all they know.
yeah, one old one is staying, and he's probably going to try and be the ringmaster, and he's probably going to end up getting these young ones in trouble, these new ones in trouble. But they're so gullible, they don't know what they're getting into. They have no clue. They haven't seen what I've seen, and
I
it's
wouldn't
not
wanna
just in
be-
this city either.
I would not want to be the person to. Here's the thing that here's the thing that I can talk about because I'm a contract person. I don't think that you can hold a contract for 9 months. I mean, Crover was low on the bid, right? How do you hold a contract for a bid for 9 months?
Yeah,
Are you going to really hold that for 9 months? I mean, to me, it requires a rebid.
it does.
I mean,
And you know what? It needs to have the everything that was asked for before be in the city, have property in the city. I mean, now if they changed it, you'd be going out to Belleville to get your car.
I understand that, but you know what? You can't. That just limits the people that could bid. Okay, here we got J&M Towing that's right across the street. He's got a yard right. It's not within. I could throw a stone or spit, and he's right there.
But what
So-
was the problem then?
I don't know what the problem is because
let
his
me
name
tell
was
you.
never. No, I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, well, then why are you doing it?
I just want to tell you that they should not have such a restriction that it only limits to 1 or 2 bidders. What are you going to do? You know, and why can't
It's
the
a lot
city,
to do with the
why can't
background.
the city just? There's all kinds of property in a.
It's a lot to do with background.
I'm trying to tell you that
And
there's
if-
all kinds of property in the city of Taylor,
Oh,
down
yeah.
in the heavy industrial area, that they could have an impound yard. Make your own damn impound yard.
Yeah, but there's some of that stuff that they're not allowed to do anything with.
Well, I mean, they should try to maybe not if it can, but at least that could help.
Yeah,
Get your own damn impound yard.
yeah,
Hire a towing company.
yeah.
You know, that seems to me it'd probably help because they're so stringent. You got to be here. You got to be there.
Now they don't
And
even.
if you're gonna say it's okay for one, why isn't it okay for the rest of them?
Well, now it's we don't even they don't even care what the backgrounds are, which was very important to them before.
Well, I don't know. Get a new mayor, get a new council. I'll be happy. They can appoint
I
everybody
think
else.
the
I'll
new
do it.
mayor thing is
Have
very
a couple of people on the
important.
inside leave that are just
Yep.
as bad.
Yep,
You know, planning
I
is
agree.
really screwed up
I
bad.
agree. I agree.
It
You know,
is.
the thing is you have to set an example for people coming up that are going to take those programs, that are going to do that work. You know, later on, all you're doing is teaching bad shit. You know, which is just ridiculous.
No, it's not. It's not that hard to put out things for bid and all that. It's not that difficult. You just
No.
be honest about it. And then here's the thing
That's
too.
the part,
They ought to
honest.
open up the bids at the council meetings. Do it there, where it's in front of everybody.
No transparency.
No, there's none.
No, there's no honesty.
I
Nothing.
haven't found too much.
No. That's what makes for a bad city. You know.
You need the people in the seats.
Yeah.
You really do. And to me, when it started out with all this hoopla about towing, all that stuff, everybody was all hyped up running around, and nobody was really thinking about what you're going to be having in front of you when you get in that seat, man. You're gonna have to decide: do you want to say okay on a 9-month-old bid? You know, I mean, I would be saying I'm not going to approve something that's been sitting here all this time, and they got somebody over there, buying signs and throwing shit all over the place,
and you got three people
and
who
he
now
got
have
me here,
yeah. You got three people now who have a lawsuit against them.
They should not have done that. They should not have went and did that. They should have taken care of that resolution thing before they did put anything out anywhere.
And
Really.
I think the insurance company stepped in and wanted to get a deal done, so the city wouldn't have to pay so much money, so the insurance company wouldn't have to pay so much money in these lawsuits, and Woolley turned them down. From what I've been told,
well, here's
he
the
turned
thing.
them
They
down.
don't go away. I was in Livingston County for 8 years. Was it 19, 21, 22, these? So he's on 6 years?
Yeah, who Woolley?
No, your friend there. It was something about 2019 that he filed, a different one with the other mayor.
Well, yeah, you gotta know
so,
that story.
So, I mean, I get them all mixed up, right?
That's a whole nother story, too.
I know, but just take the whole thing and put it in a big package and get rid of it.
Well, you
right?
you should. You should.
Just, to do it one at a time ain't going to work. That stuff don't go away.
Yeah, well.
It doesn't go away until you face it and get it over with. And it's better for everybody. And how many lawsuits are going on anyway?
Oh, a few. I know there's one with...
how many are we suing? How much is the city suing anybody besides my husband for chickens?
Well, the tow company's suing me.
I'm talking about the
for
city.
slander.
Is the city suing anybody besides my husband for chickens?
Not that I know of, but I know that people are suing them for what they've done to them.
I know that, but that's what I'm trying to say,
know?
Like, why don't you give up the chicken case so you got a little extra money to
And I thought that the deal with Fish and Loaves, I'm stupid me, I always got to read everything from now on. I thought that the city helped them out and brought them back to the building they were in before, but now it's a whole different story, and it has nothing to do with the city helping them.
Yeah,
which is sad.
It is sad.
That's-
the county's moving in.
That's
They
a-
want the whole
that-
nine, man.
But
They
that's
want
the
all
important
of that.
thing. Yeah, and I've been hearing a lot of things about the homeless. I know that they can't stay the night at overnight.
No.
I know that the city itself, with their warming centers, I believe, I'm not absolutely
They're not
positive,
overnight.
but they close at a certain time too. So then you're putting these people out in the frigid, cold weather. Something has to be done for that. I mean, we're Americans. Act like it.
Well, the part I don't like
Act
is,
like it.
is the county moving in and shoving everybody out. That's what happens with growth in a city.
Well, you're saying they want to take over the program?
Well, would you think county wants to come in and take a program and let somebody else do the same? No, they
Yeah.
want it all.
Yeah.
I mean, honest to God, I seen it. I looked at it. I mean, during the research, it came up somewhere about that. Oh, you know what it's at? It's in that 5-year plan that they do for the federal,
Isn't
for the
that
grants.
something? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's all involved in the grants. If you
Yeah.
pull it up, you can read it in there. It's been talked about for years.
Mm.
And the bad part about it is when they have their meetings to how you want to spend CBG funds, nobody shows up.
Well,
Nobody, so they just do what they want to do with it.
I thought I think the last or before the couple before the last city council meeting that I went to, there was a grant of money that was going to be given to the police chief to help with this homeless problem.
It'd be nice.
And when he walked back up, I said, anything I can do to help, I'm there. I told him, and he just shook his head, yeah.
Yeah,
So I'd like
you
to
can't leave it on the street.
I'd like to see if something is going to happen. No, you cannot. Not in that weather.
No.
It's either too cold or too hot. Simple. And listen, you people thought that people beat me in these elections and everything. I stepped out of the election. I didn't knock on one door because of health issues. So please, I see you posting stuff. Just get the story straight, okay? Nobody's here. And listen, I'm going to do a lot more for this city right here where I'm at than I could as a city council member, okay? Your hands are tied with that. Here, I can tell everything. I can tell the truth. I can tell everything
You got a
that's
record.
going on. And what's
You
that?
got a record. You got a record of it.
Yeah, and it
You want my? You can have all my records. I got stacks.
Oh, I know. I've
Stacked.
seen them. Shit. But I mean,
The bad part about it is you want to do something. You want to do something good for the city. You know, the city doesn't think it's good, but you know, you want to hope for change. You know, but you don't get paid. You know, I don't know how much money I've spent in gas and car, and running
Yeah.
around and crawling over limbs and taking. You know, I,
and I have to say something about the school board thing, okay? Because I seen that thing that they were talking about with the sex education stuff and not having
oh, you mean
the
a
people,
representative?
yeah, the people to oversee that.
Yeah.
And it's still going on. From what I was told, I talked to a board member today, and even with the amount of money, there were 4 people that Woolley and Hall or whatever, you know, I don't want to tell you his name, were pushing to become board members about 5 or 6 years ago. Well, folks, those people are no longer board members. They took off because they know what they did, okay? And maybe
It was a raw deal.
I just seen in the city of Detroit, $80 million, they're going to build a new high school. And look it.
They didn't get enough money. is
We
what
we don't have I guess we didn't find the right contractor or somebody
They didn't find the
or
right
some-
engineer to
or
do the
so-
estimates. That's
yeah,
what they did.
or
They
somebody-
didn't get the right estimates.
Yeah, if
when you
it-
estimate a job, you better be within 10% or you're dead. you
I've
know?
seen some of the new schools in Detroit. I'm going to tell you
Even
right
less
now.
than that now.
Look at Cass Tech, and I mean they didn't spend that much money to build that building, and if there's that chance that you can still do this and make it happen, somebody needs to grab a hold of that and look into it, because this is just a bad thing.
Yeah, it's just
It's
going to
just
be
another bad
It's going to be
thing.
wasted around on little tiny crap everywhere.
I'd like to know what the those 4 people that got on the board and had their votes to get this money allocated and everything. Why did you leave? Why did you take off? I don't know. Why did you even run? Tell you the truth. But
A whole lot
that's
of
what
stuff.
happens,
We
man.
got a lot to fix. We got a lot to look
We
at.
got to get rid of the thieves. We got to get rid
Yeah, I
of the
know, but
characters.
geez, I'm
We gotta
telling you
get
what,
rid of-
After this election, I really would like to just give up my pens and pencils and papers and research. I'd really like to just stop.
Yeah. Well,
I probably will pay attention for a little while. I don't even know if anybody pays attention to me, but
right.
it is what it is. Once you get involved in it, you just can't stop. It's just one of those things, you know,
Right. Well,
because it's just the questions are always there.
Kathy, I think we had a really good show.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I think we touched on a lot of important issues, and
It was kind of mixed up, but you know, I'm always open for questions. I don't care. You guys can ask me anything. I'm always there.
yeah, I mean, she's on that. What is the name of that?
Taylor in the know.
Taylor in the Know, and
Look at all the featured stuff, and you'll see. Just go to featured and just get a cup of coffee and read. Go all the way far back. and you'll see.
she'll answer any of your questions you have, because she sure has done me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And she schooled me a bit in all these contract stuff, especially the asphalt stuff. And I'll tell you what,
It's
man.
still happening, and
Yeah.
I'd really like to know. You get your roads done. Let me know if there's a guy standing out there.
Well,
doing
you know, the
anything.
problem with it still happening is the person running the show. There's your problem right there. And the people around him.
Everything is done in the inside, and
Yep.
once it's all figured out what they want, they tie it up in a pretty bow and they present it very easily without any explanation, nothing. They just give it to them.
And nobody questions them. That's what
Well,
I'm
I
doing,
mean, if
and
you
that's
get-
what you're doing.
Yeah, just know something about contracts. Just
Right.
please know something. That's it. Or don't go there, because that's where all the money goes.
So our next Taylor Uncovered will be with me and Mr. Fernandez, and it'll be all about the election, you know.
Well, that'd be
And we
nice.
might even have, look out, because I got Butch Ramick on that Detroit in Black and White podcast downtown with Adolph Mongo and a few of his people. And that's going to be a good one to watch for sure, I believe, you know. And hopefully we have him back here before that date. and maybe even after that date, because he's not going to give up either.
I'd like to get on with him, honestly.
Yeah, that's fine. We
I've
can
known
make it
him-
happen.
I've known him for a while, and,
We'll make it happen.
and we did work together on that stuff, and
We'll make it happen.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and Butch a really good guy, man, and all these people that are attacking him, it's that little crew of people again that
Well, what I'm trying to think of that, when you're involved in the, with the feds. I mean, I'd have to even admit that even after they left, I was digging more to see if I could find out more. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like I
right,
always wanted to
right.
help because
Yep.
somebody's finally listening.
Yep. And that's that's what's happening with this
and it's the
reporter
same-
now.
But I can tell you, like, the only person that even mentioned anything, like the car parking thing, who stood up for me? Butch Ramick, right?
Yep.
Anytime I went in there and brought something to council, who said something? He did. He wanted me to keep talking. I kept getting knocked off,
You and I rode around the car checking it out the one time back then.
Yeah, I mean, I know, I get it. You know what?
And what were they? They were doing something at the Ford dealership too. Remember?
Look, I can say working with him that he does have kind of a big chest, like,
Yeah.
but he's a cop.
That's it.
Right?
That's
and
it.
It's in you to look for things. It's in you to investigate. It's in you to find answers, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what he did. An ethics violation, go ahead, give him an ethics violation, okay? There you go. I mean, I could give Willie one right now. I mean, no problem with the way he handled with that. It's right there. I can do it.
Right on.
I'm going to wait till after the election. If he gets in there, I'm going to do it. If he doesn't, then I won't. That's how it's going to happen,
Right.
Because I just don't want the trouble anymore.
I hope this was all working, and won't be the last time that that my Fernandez guy messed around. We didn't have no volume one day.
I'm going to kill you, man.
I know I'm going to kill myself. I'm done if it didn't work out, but it should have. I know that the Facebook output was
They
not
kind of went out.
was not clicking for some reason, but yeah, hopefully it says stop streaming, stop recording. I think we're in the right area. Hopefully.
Man, you need some practice, dude.
Well, you know what happens is he keeps changing things. Okay, when we're going to live, it's different. Okay, and so I learned one thing, you get it straight.
I got
And then
it.
we
Then
go
you
to
change
another
another.
thing, get it straight. And then my other guy, Chris, the other Chris, he's like the mastermind about all this stuff.
Right.
And then you
You gotta
get
listen.
Fernandez in. But hey, we got to get out of here.
Okay.
And
I'm out of here, man.
yeah, well,
Bam, 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 bam.
God bless you all, man.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see you soon. Yeah.